Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I decided to do something a bit more positive in the spirit of the new year, so I'll be sharing some of my K-pop predictions. I saw this video idea done before and I always really wanted to try it. All credit goes to them. So today I decided to start with ygg. So before we start, please remember to subscribe for crystal clear skin and K-pop content. Also, please remember this is just meant for fun. It's not meant to be taken too seriously. If I like these predictions, I just wanted to pretend to be a psychic for a day, so don't take it too seriously if I mess up. And without further ado, let's start. I predict that they'll have a comeback in the first quarter of 2021, and I predict that the comeback is going to have a different sound, not completely different, but I do think it's going to be a bit more upbeat than what they released. I feel like it's not going to be like that, so I predict that they will have 2 comebacks next year. I feel like in comparison to this year, they're going to be way more active in comebacks. I feel like they will have 2 comebacks, of which I feel like 2 of them are going to be mini albums. I don't think that they'll release a full album yet, but if it comes, then great for me. I also predict that they're going to be very more active in the sense that we'll get a proper ikon TV season 2. Activities for fan meetings, maybe an online concert. I just feel like next year is going to be like the year where ikon is going to finally be coming back. I also predict that Bobby will release something, a single, a mini album, a collab, or an album. All I know is that I have a feeling Bobby's going to release solo stuff. I do think the other members will start to have more solo activities too. For winner, I think Mino will focus more on variety shows than on music. I feel like after this year, since he released this album, I feel like the next year he might release a single or a mini album, but he might release a single or a collab, but I don't really see him releasing another album, just because I know how long it is under YG to release a full album. On the other hand, I think Seungyoon will be very busy next year. I have a feeling, like there's something inside me that has a feeling that he'll finally drop his solo album next year. I predict it's going to do very well, better than what most people think it might come across. I feel like it'll be like a variety of genres. I do predict that there might be a subunit single. I don't think that they'll release like a lot of songs, but I do predict like a subunit single, but it might come out like in the middle of the year or at the end of the year, but I don't really see it coming right now at the beginning. Akmu, I see 2 predictions, but they depend on if they resign with YG or not. The first one, if they don't resign, I predict that they'll move to another company, probably one that manages only solo artists. I predict that they'll probably not go to a company that has a lot of idol groups, but one that focuses mostly on solo artists or like more indie artists. Well, in the second one, if they stay, I think that they would become way more active, probably release a mini or a full album that will do extremely well on the charts. And I think that Chanhyuk might release a solo single, and then Suhyun would come back as a soloist with a mini album or with another single. Just tell me what you're waiting for, baby, I've been waiting for. You want this time I'm faded, maybe I'm drunk and wasted. Tell me what. With Somi, there's what I want her to do versus what I think is going to happen. Now, what I wish would happen was that she would have at least 2 to 3 comebacks, and even it out, and at the like release a single, then another single, and then repackage all of that with a mini album. And I think that would be a great thing to promote as a solo artist. However, taking into account the pattern of behavior Black Label has displayed, I think Somi is just going to release one single and maybe two singles. Probably now with 2 years under the belt, maybe they would go for the mini album, but that's me being very hopeful. I do predict, however, that I Am Somi will have another season, and that probably will be right before the beginning of her comeback. I feel like Somi will grow next year. I feel like this year was a step in the right direction, so I feel like she will continue to grow. So for Big Bang, I predict that we're gonna get a GD comeback. Yes, there was news. You're not predicting anything. Yes, but I predict GD's comeback is not coming at the beginning of the year, but mostly in the middle. I also predict that GD's comeback will be the icebreaker for Big Bang. Basically, depending on how well this GD's comeback does, it will give YG sort of like the idea if they can proceed with a group comeback. For GD's comeback, I do foresee that it's going to do very well. I also think that GD might collab with someone next year, maybe another YG artist or with someone else, but I do predict that he will collab with someone, and that collab will do extremely well. For Big Bang in general, I see them becoming more active, and when I mean more active, I mean Taeyeon and GD are going to post more on Instagram. Like, that's how active I think they are. However, like I said, perhaps depending on how well GD's comebacks does and how well the Big Bang members are feeling, they might proceed to a single, or maybe starting to go back into promotion. Okay, so Treasure domination. My prediction is Treasure is going to get a ton more fans next year. I predict that they're going to continue being very active. I don't see them going into the dungeon. So I think that they're going to have 3 to 4 comebacks. But let me explain. One of them is going to be a Japanese debut. And I feel like they'll have a comeback right now. Early in this time with the full album. They'll release a comeback a few months later. And then maybe at the end of the year. But I think that they're going to be very, very active. Like I said, they're going to release a Japanese single. They're probably going to be YG's first group in a while to release a full Japanese single, and it will do extremely well on the Japanese charts. I predict they will achieve their first win next year. I also predict that YG will give them an online showcase or concert very soon, like at the beginning of 2021. So also I predict that if the virus ends soon, I see YG sending them off on an Asian showcase or tour. Okay, I have a lot of predictions for Blackpink. The first one is I think 2021 will be an even better year for Blackpink. I don't think it'll be their peak year. I don't think this is the year where they're going to have their downfall. I feel like this year is probably going to do extremely well on them. Also because, I mean, we're doing predictions. I saw a tarot reader saying that they were nowhere near their peak, so I'm going to go off with that. My prediction is Blackpink will be just as active as this year to the next year. I feel like YG has already taken in consideration being active and that they will continue this activity for the next year. I think that they might have 2 comebacks though. Probably mini albums. I feel like we were not going to get another Blackpink album in a while. They're probably going to come back with mini. I predict that they'll have more online concerts, and I think that their activity in Korea will depend completely on the pandemic. If the pandemic ends, you better believe YG is going to send them on tour. However, if they don't, I see them becoming way more active in Korea, which is great for their Korean fandom. Now, I wanted to do a prediction for each of the girls because I have predictions for each one of them, so I'm going to go with them. So I'm sorry if this video is going to be a little bit longer. I swear my other ones are going to be shorter. For Rose, I predict Rose solo will be in the first half of 2021. It's going to be at the beginning of the year. I predict that it'll be a mid-tempo pop song. I don't see it being too slow or too upbeat. I honestly don't predict Rose debuting with a ballad, and I do, however, predict that if she does debut with a mini album, the mini album will have a great variety of genres, of which one of them is going to be an acoustic song. I predicted it'll do extremely good on the charts. I predicted it'll do extremely good. I also predict that she'll get a collab or an OST. For Jisoo, I predict her drama will be way more successful than we think it may be. I predict that this will only open more opportunities for her, with more writers or directors who want her to act. I think that people will see her drama and they will want to cast her based on how well she does on the drama. I also think that she may win an acting award, or at least she will get a nomination. I also predict that she will blow up more in Korea. I see her topping brand reputation 1 month, and I also see her receiving more brand deals and more activities due to her doing very well in her drama. I feel like the drama will help catalyst her being more recognized and people paying more attention to her. Now for Jennie, I predict that Jennie will be way more active this year. I think that she'll go back to variety and she'll do well on it. I think that she might go on a show. Maybe jisoo does a show and she will be invited to go, and she will, again, similarly to 2018, do extremely well and people will still like her. I also predict that she might collab with another brand like Gentle Home. And I have this feeling, it's my feeling, my intuition. My intuition tells me that she might release a collab in 2021. I don't know with who, but I feel like she might feature on a collab. I don't know if it's a YG artist, maybe it's with GD. Maybe that's the collab that I'm sensing, that's going to be GD and Jennie, but I just sense a collab, that she's going to be part of a collab and it will do well. At least it's interesting. I think if we manifest enough, maybe, here's the thing, I don't really see YG debuting 2 Blackpink member solos. However, I think that if we manifested enough, it may happen. I think we might get at least a solo, but at the later half of 2021. I feel like if Rose debuts at the beginning, I feel like hers will be at the end. But I'm not really counting on it. I'm not one to delude myself, but I do wish it would happen. On contrary to Rose, I think hers would be very upbeat and really show off her dancing. I also predict that Lisa will continue promoting in China more. Maybe part of that would be her coming back as a mentor in Youth With You. I also predict her appearing more on magazine deals. I also predict her dancing more. Maybe more Lili films. I don't know, but I see more dancing, more opportunities, and her continuing to do fashion and brand deals. Those were all of my YG predictions. There are a lot, I know. So tell me, what are your predictions for YG in 2021? So what do you think about my predictions? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm right? Please comment them in the comment section down below. And please, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for crystal clear skin and to give me validation. Please remember to stay safe. Happy holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye.